Hello, my name is Abheek, and today I will be assessing the four different pieces that I think I have successfully showed great improvement in throughout this English academic year. The four different materials that I will overlook today will include my autobiographical incident, World War II presentation accompanied with the source analysis cards, as well as an outside class essay that I will explain to you later on in this presentation. The order I will be explaining these articles in will firstly be my AI, which is displayed right here on the screen, then the World War II presentation, and then finally my outside of class material. So the incident that changed me. So the writing process that I actually did was a visual mind map, and because I think I'm a visual learner, I really like to have visual things written down, or which actually guide me to writing what I have to write for the writing material, or in this case an essay. And so this is exactly what I did. I created a mind map, and so in the middle goes the most important idea, and in this piece was the incident that changed me. And here I have listed five different incidents that have occurred to me, and the most important part was the experience at the end. And this experience really highlighted everything that occurred. And the incident that I went with was my experience at a local football club in Talwil when I was around 9 years old, living in the first year here in Switzerland in a completely strange country. And in this example workpiece, I will be displaying my successful growth in diction, syntax, and a little bit of organization. So the first example of syntax, which shows tremendous progress, I think, is in this bunch of lines here. And here, as one may notice, I have used quite a lot of commas, and these commas really help the sentence flow more naturally, and this prevents awkward sentences that have really little content and don't really flow as much and don't flow as naturally. So that's my first example of syntax. Then just after that my is a another maybe three sentences showing my diction, and here I have tried to integrate a more of a tell not show ambience. And so here this occurs when I use some vocabulary such as scruffy and ruptured and maybe decrypted here. And this really, I think, helped visualize the audience what I'm trying to talk about and what the material, which in this case is a bag I am holding, looks like, and what maybe it feels like. And I thought this was successfully delivered because I used diction that might have helped to successfully transfer this to my audience. That was my first example of diction that I used. Moving on, another example of diction that I used was again here, and this, like the previous one, shows more of a tell, not show kind of feeling, because here I am trying to describe the interior of the car, the the very luxurious interior of the car that I was sitting in when we were going to the football ground. And here this states the silky smooth tan leather, and I think this helps the silky smooth especially helps people imagine how the leather would feel and look like. And as well as I use here, painstaking long hours were dedicated in integrating this top class of leather in the car, and I think this also contributes to the effect of what a superb top-notch car, which was actually took time to build. Uh, and this example was shortly followed by uh, another example of syntax that I showed improvement in, and this said silent shouted car, and just previously to this small little sentence is quite a large and a long sentence, and this was as it follows: I silently gaze out the window watching everything go by. then comes this silent shout of the car. And I think this just makes the piece more interesting because it's because this sentence isn't long, and therefore it really kind of changes up things, which for the good, which I thought was pretty cool to integrate into my piece, which I think made it better. Um, and this is the little part of organization, and this here I think makes a really good transition into the description of the football field that I was really trying to get through. And this also describes the football field and the patches, which was probably due to the humid climate because of the very hot scorching sun on that day, because it was brown patches, which tends to occur when it's very warm. Um, and uh, and here's my last example of diction and syntax. So here's diction, and this example shows well literally the kind of the transition between the days. And I think this also, even though it doesn't really describe in detail the transition, I think it is worded pretty well. And yeah, and then the last example of syntax is demonstrated here. And this again, I have tried to vary the sentence structure and the sentence length. So here I use "this will show the worst day of my life," which is a pretty small sentence, and then this is again followed by a pretty small sentence, but this uses commas, which again, I think the first example shows more of a natural and free flowing kind of nature. And this is the last example of organization, because this kind of concludes my writing piece, and this transitions into my opinion today and how the experience, which is very important to me, has given me and how it has changed me today, which is quite significantly, if yeah. And referring to the rubric, to the official English Department 9 and 10 writing rubric, I think that I did a very capable job, and then even in some parts I was in the exceptional category. For example, here, and inviting lead draws reader in. So I thought that my hook was exceptionally good, and all the other things I thought I showed a pretty good and solid demo knowledge in. So now swiftly transitioning into my source analysis and my World War II presentation. Here it is. So my process in my World War II research project was to firstly select off a topic, and then this kind of connected into what do I really care about, and what do I want to learn more about, and maybe what do I strongly feel towards. And so and so after maybe 5-10 minutes of thinking, I actually created one of my own, and that was to actually follow the journey of the weasels across their 5 different camps that they had to endure through. And I thought that this was, well, I picked this topic because I really felt towards their empathy, and I really wanted to slip into their shoes and really know how they felt then. And therefore I made this smaller presentations. And also a part of the process was to gather information from various sites on the internet, and also make the most use of the textbooks available in the library. And then the second step was to put all the information into one place, which is my source analysis note card part. And then the information should be in bullet points and in my own words. Here is this highlights all the five different slides which I have screenshotted, and yes, that's my presentation. And here's my MLS Science format, and then this is also the note cards that are brought into my presentation, and this has kind of a chronological order to it, because firstly I start off with the intro, and then I just talk about my motivation behind it, why I did it, and what I'm going to talk about. And then I start to go on to the kind of the meat of the presentation. So I started about the division of camps, and here now from now on it's all just information. And here, as you may be able to notice, I've highlighted these words in different colors, so it's easier for me to recognize. And also, here is one good example of the different font size that I actually use. Because this is a bigger font size, it is easier for me to see. So I wouldn't forget mentioning this transition that I used, that I was sure to use. And yes, and again, I have just highlighted very key words. Sorry, just like here. So again, I would not be sure to forget. And these are also important, but not as important as these big ones highlighted. And once again, the transition is big and is in black. And then this is also the different ones in highlighted and bullet point forms. And here is my conclusion. And now referring to the writing rubric, I thought that I showed mastery to proficiency, kind of in the middle of that, because I thought that my confidence lacked. However, my clarity was quite good, and my response to attack was pretty good. Then my interpretation, I think, and personal response was good. Presentation, I thought, was good and was focused. Voice and language, as I just said, was good. I had a very clear and loud voice. People could really understand me. And non-verbal communication as well, I thought was good because I didn't really use that many hand gestures as I do. However, I thought that I moved quite a lot, which was not a really good thing. And then lastly, I will show you my outside of class material, which is in history that we had to do. And this actually occurred, I think, just before the just before the winter break, I think. And this is well, and the heading of the um, heading of the essay was how has the quality of life in India been altered within the past 20 years. And I reached this question since this was like a student learning question. We had to formulate our own questions. So this is how I invented and created this question. So first I had to select a topic. And this kind of connected to, well, what do I want to learn more about? Which countries do I want to learn more about? Which countries have I experienced enough to formulate a strong bond with? And the answer to this simple question was India and Switzerland. And this I came upon very quickly to this conclusion. Another question was what has intrigued me about the two countries, well, India and Switzerland, and what were the similarities or the differences between the two. And this is how I stumbled upon the quality of life, which is a key phrase in this, quality of life. And the quality of life, if you want to read further in my essay, was, well, decisive, or yes, reach some strong conclusions. And in the next part, I will be talking about the syntax, organization, and dictions that I have used in this writing piece to demonstrate my progress in my English writing skills. And I will see you there.